Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. These new reels are about being a Christ-centered teacher in the public school system. A little bit about me, as I have been in the public school system for close to 27 years. And I've learned a lot of lessons of how to carry myself and to reach out to those children and let the light of Christ shine through my teaching. Is something that is really hard to do in the public school system, since we're not able to mix church and state. And this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about showing my love for Christ and sharing my love of Christ with my children by loving them as Christ would love them, and my students. Now, I have taught from kindergarten all the way through college level. I do have a doctorate of education, so that is my background. I have also been an administrator, an assistant principal, a curriculum and federal programs director. So I've seen the whole gamut of education. And the one thing with public education is, in the world we live in now, is that we're in a chaotic world where Christ is being distinguished. His light is being distinguished. So I just want to share some of my experiences with you on how I have been able to keep Christ with me, keep Christ in my life. And I want to start out with this scripture. It's in Ecclesiastes 7, verse 28. And Ecclesiastes is a preacher, and he says this. He says, "Which yet my soul seeketh, but I have found not. One man among 1,000 that I have found, but a woman among those have I not found." And what Ecclesiastes is saying is that he's searching for the good. And at this time, he's finding it hard that there is no good in the world. And so my challenge today to all of you, and I wanted to start this, is to be the one. Are we the one in the world sharing, letting our light shine? I had an amazing experience several years ago. I was teaching at the high school. I was teaching sophomore English at a high school, and I had lunch duty. So I was standing there in the hallway. I had lunch duty. I was to just make sure the kids weren't destroying anything in the halls, that kind of thing. And at that time also, I was working with the youth at church. I was a soccer player, or a soccer coach for the high school, and so I had worked with a lot of kids at the high school and in different realms. And so I saw a group of these girls, 5 girls that I knew very, very closely, and they were just smiling, and they were amazing young women. And as they were walking down the hall, they just kind of glowed. They had a light about them. And I knew it was the light of Christ because I knew their hearts. And there was a young man sitting off to this side, and his countenance was dark. I could tell he was having a rough day, and he had his hoodie up and over his head, and he just was not in a good place, and I could see that. And as these girls were walking down the hall, for some reason, the boy looked up, and the one of these young women, looked down at him and gave him the brightest smile and shared her light with him. And I could see his countenance just start to brighten. And he sat up a little straighter. He took his hood off, and it changed him. Maybe not in drastic ways, but this young woman decided to share her light with him. And it changed his outlook about what he was doing that day. So my challenge to you is to return here often, to be the one seeking. The teachers, as teachers, be the one seeking. As parents, are you raising your children to be the one, or to hold on to Christ? And so I hope you return often and watch my reels. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.